Thank you for tuning in to the Victory is Greater Than the Struggle, an ex-lesbian podcast with myself, your host, Jessica Newsom. Okay, so honestly, today I really did not know what I was going to talk about. I was just like, God, I don't even know what to talk about. Give me something. So what I did was I just kind of got online and I put in what are the most frequently asked Bible questions. And I think that a lot of us have asked these questions before when we first came to Christ, or, there's some people out there that are at step one, they're wondering if they want to be a Christian. And so I bet a lot of us have these questions on our mind. So I just wanted to go through a couple of them. I didn't really go through them heavily before I got on. So let's see how this goes. Okay. One of the top questions is, why does God allow bad things to happen? Okay. And if we want to add on to this, it's why does God allow bad things to happen to good people? Okay. So when it comes down to that question, why does God allow bad things to happen? This is the answer. So God does not want bad things to happen. He does not want us to live a life where we are beat down by sin and experience bad situations like murder, right? It could be rape, sexual assault, death, all that stuff. This was not in God's original plan, okay? When God created the world, right? It says he created the world in 7 days. Look at the book of Genesis, right? He created Adam and Eve and they're in the garden and everything was perfect. They walked with God, right? And so imagine living this perfect life, chilling with God. Your mind is right. Your mind is perfect, right? But he says, do not eat from this one tree, right? He says, do not eat from this one tree, or you will end up knowing good and evil, okay? So he doesn't want Adam and Eve to eat from this. What happens is they eat from the tree, okay? Their eyes are open to good and evil. God kicks them out of the garden of Eden, okay? And so now what happens is sin is ushered in. So because sin is ushered in, right? Now God allowed Satan to be the God of this world, this earth. So Satan is the God of this earth. He travels to and fro, right? Seeing who he can devour. We have all of this stuff going on in our world that we do not want, right? We have a whole bunch of devastation. We have earthquakes, right? We have natural disasters. We have crime. We have so many things that hurt us as individuals and as a society. So this was not God's original plan for us, okay? And so when we think outside of that and we're just like, well, then why did God allow them to even eat from the apple? Why did God go ahead and give Satan over to the world? Like, why is Satan the God of this world? Like, couldn't God have stopped all of that? God could have created a perfect world where everyone obeyed him. Okay? Let's say God made us like robots to where if we listened to him, we automatically obeyed, period. That means there is no free will. There is no choice. We automatically obey like robots. That would be absolutely perfect. Then none of this bad stuff would be happening. Cool. Okay? But then that means that you don't have the free will to make your own decisions. That means that you're gonna serve God because you're a robot. God wanted to create a human, people who have the free will to choose, but he wants them to choose him, right? But he gave us free will so that we could choose the path that we want to take. God is always calling us. God is always calling us to him, okay? God is always drawing us near to him, but it's up to us to say, yes, I'm going to walk with you, God. Yes, I'm going to follow you, God. Yes, I'm going to answer that tug. I'm going to become a Christian, right? Or we can say, you know what? I reject that. I don't want to do that. I'm not feeling that. I'm going to follow another faith, or I'm I'm just going to be atheist or whatever, okay? God wanted to create a human like you who could choose what they wanted to do in life. Free will is an amazing thing. It's a beautiful thing. God isn't forcing us to do what he wants us to do. But with that said, that means that other people has free will. They have free will to do bad. They have free will to do good, but they also make the choice to do bad things. And because we live in this world, other people's bad decisions, bad choices, sometimes will affect us. And we have to deal with the repercussions and the consequences of those bad choices. Does that mean that God is not there? No, God is there through it all. I could tell you, like in my life, growing up, things were not perfect. I went through some bad situations and I wondered, God, where are you? Why are you allowing me, a kid who is, faultless? Like I didn't do anything. I'm a kid who just thinks that they could be anything, and you're thinking, good about the world, and all of a sudden the world comes to you and you see how imperfect it is and bad things start to happen to you, and then you wonder, where is God? Okay. We have the free will to understand, to see that God is there in the midst of that bad stuff. And a lot of times we can't see it at that moment. We can't see it at that moment. But what I've realized, let me just speak about myself. What I have realized is that as I grew, as I kept pushing and holding on, as I grew into maturity as an adult, I have the free will. You come to an age to where you can make the decision to follow Christ. What happens when we make that decision to follow Christ? The Holy Spirit comes on the inside of you to live with you, because Jesus is not physically present here with us, right? He died on the cross so that we can have the opportunity to live by grace and to have the Holy Spirit, which is the advocate for us, right? So Jesus said, I'm going to go so something better can come, the advocate. I'm going to go so everyone can have me, right? Not just you disciples, but everyone. So the Holy Spirit lives on the inside of us to remind us, to speak to us those things that's in the Bible, to speak to us the words of Jesus. Okay? And so that's the Holy Spirit. That's the purpose of the Holy Spirit in our lives. And so what is the difference between me, who is a follower of Christ and sees the fruit of choosing God and the blessings of God, and someone else who said, you know what, God, you are not good. I don't see that you are a good person because of my situation and my circumstances, and I'm just going to totally reject you. The difference is I gave him a try. I was down to nothing. I tried everything else. Nothing else worked. So then I said, okay, I'm going to try you. I'm upset at you because I haven't seen you come through. I'm worried that you aren't even the God of this world, but you know what? I'm going to try because I've tried everything else. And oftentimes in our life, when we have done everything that we can, our last resort happens to be God. But he comes and he shows himself true in our lives if we allow him to. How does he show himself approved? You have to allow him. You have to allow yourself to be led by him. I could tell you all day of blessings and how my life has been changed and how I have been changed by following God and giving my life to God and all that stuff. But it's just words until you say, okay, I'm going to give it a try. When you say, okay, I'm going to lay down my life, pick up my cross and walk. What does that mean? I'm going to begin to open the Bible and read the Bible and begin to allow the Holy Spirit to give me understanding of the Bible. I'm going to start to go to church. I'm going to start to make Christian friends, and I'm going to pull away from the things that are dragging me down. All that drinking that I'm doing, all the hanging out at the club that I'm doing, I'm going to begin to step back from those things because it's dragging me down to a place I don't want to be. And I'm going to begin to say, God, you know what? Help me. What do you want me to do? I'm going to do it. And if you have the Holy Spirit on the inside of you, come on, God, even if you don't have the Holy Spirit on the inside of you, when God is calling you to himself, someone who doesn't believe, when he is drawing you near to him, you will hear his voice. His voice sounds like this. Hey, I think I should probably go to church on Sunday. What? Where did that thought even come from? Nah, I'm good. I'm not going to go next Sunday. Oh, I think I should go to church. That is God trying to tug you. He's like, I know you've been beaten down. I know life sucks. I know things are difficult. I'm trying to help you. Step 1, go to church. What else is he telling you to do? Read the Bible. What else is he telling you to do? Stop hanging out with that person that's causing you pain and hurt and sorrow. Okay, all right. I hope I answered that a little bit. So another question was, does God hear the prayers of unbelievers? So I think I kind of answered that. Yes, he does. He hears all of our prayers. All of our prayers. Are we listening to him speak back to us? Are we listening and are we following, or are we too busy being the God of our own life and just saying, you know what? I'm just going to do me. I'm not going to go to church even though I had that thought. I'm just going to do me. It's Sunday fun day. I'm going to sleep in and do whatever I want to do. If we continue to live life in that manner, we will remain stuck. All right. I'm going to answer some more of these questions probably this Wednesday. I don't want to go over more of them, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it encouraged you. I hope I maybe might have answered some of the questions that you have had in your mind. And so, yeah, I hope that was encouraging. Thank you for tuning in to The Victory is Greater Than the Struggle with myself, your host, Jessica Newsom. I'll see you guys next time. And if you're checking me out on Facebook or YouTube, please share and subscribe and rate me. I love you guys. See ya.